Hi, my name is Logan Steuven, and I did my presentation over the 12 labors of Hercules. Before the labors, Hercules was with his wife Megara and their children Thermachus, Dicune, and Creontiades. Hera then drives Hercules mad by casting a spell on him, causing him to murder his wife and children. After this, Hercules travels to the oracle in Delphi to figure out how he can atone for his sins. The oracle tells Hercules to go to Tiryns and complete the task that King Eurystheus, his cousin, assigns him. Hercules then spends the next 12 years completing the 12 tasks assigned to him by his cousin. The first three labors. The first labor Hercules completed was to slay the Nemean lion. He killed the lion by hitting it with a club and then strangling it with his bare hands. The second labor was to kill the Lernaean hydra. He defeated the hydra by slicing its heads off while his charioteer Iolaus sealed the wounds where the heads were. The third labor had Hercules steal a deer with gold horns called the Cernian hind, which belonged to Artemis. Hercules successfully captured the deer without harming it, which helped him avoid the wrath of Artemis. The top left image is Hercules strangling the Nemean lion, the top right is him capturing the Cernian hind, and then the bottom one is him and Iolaus defeating the hydra. The fourth, fifth, and sixth labors. The fourth labor saw Hercules capture the Erymanthean boar. The fifth labor was for Hercules to clean the Augean stables, which contained thousands of animals in it. He was told to do this in one day, so Hercules bended the Alpheus River to run through the stables, which cleaned out the animal filth. The sixth labor had Hercules kill the Stymphalian birds at Lake Stymphalos. Hercules killed the birds by scaring them with a rattle and then shooting them with poisonous arrows he made from the blood of the Lernaean hydra that he killed in the second labor. The image on the far left is Hercules capturing the boar. The image in the middle is Hercules bending the Alpheus River to clean out the stables, and then the image on the right is him killing the birds at Lake Stymphalos. Labors 7, 8, and 9. The seventh labor was for Hercules to capture the Cretan bull in Crete. Hercules captured the bull, but King Eurystheus set the bull free later on. For the eighth labor, Hercules had to capture the bloodthirsty horses of Diomedes. The horses were said to feed on human flesh, so Hercules and his men killed Diomedes and fed him to the horses in order to tame them. The ninth labor had Hercules take the girdle of Hippolyte from the Amazons. Queen Hippolyte agreed to give Hercules a girdle in exchange for Eurystheus' daughter, but Hera told the Amazons that Hercules was an enemy. Hercules eventually conquered the Amazons and stole the girdle. The image on the left is Hercules capturing the Cretan bull. The image in the middle is Hercules feeding Diomedes to his horses, and then the image on the right is Hercules capturing the girdle from Queen Hippolyte. Labors 10, 11, and 12. The 10th labor was for Hercules to capture the cattle of Geryon that was protected by Geryon and his two-headed dog, Orthrus. Hercules killed Geryon and Orthrus and then took the cattle back to Eurystheus. The 11th labor had Hercules steal the golden apples from the Hesperides, which are the daughters of Atlas. Hercules got the apples by striking a deal with Atlas, where he would hold up the sky while Atlas got the golden apples for him. However, Atlas tried to trick Hercules into holding up the sky forever, but Hercules outsmarted him and had Atlas go back to his post. The final labor was for Hercules to capture the three-headed guard dog of the underworld, the Cerberus. Hercules captured the beast unarmed and brought it back to Eurystheus, who eventually returned the Cerberus to Hades unharmed. The image on the left is Geryon and his cattle. Geryon is a three-headed giant. The image in the middle is Hercules taking the burden of holding up the sky for Atlas. Then the image on the right is the Cerberus. Hercules is the embodiment of strength, courage, and rage, and he shows all of these throughout his 12 labors. Hercules' father is Zeus, and his mother is Alcmene, who is the granddaughter of Perseus. Most consider Hercules as the greatest Greek hero. Eurystheus is the cousin of Hercules, and unlike his cousin, he doesn't show bravery, strength, and courage. Eurystheus makes a lot of bad decisions out of spite, just like Hera, even listening to her commands and following them. Hera is spiteful and short-tempered in this myth, just as she is in just about every other myth. She disliked Hercules and tried to get in his way while he was trying to complete the 12 labors. Other characters throughout the myth. Iolaus is the nephew of Hercules that helped him complete some of his labors, mainly the second labor when he slayed the Hydra. Diomedes is a skillful warrior in the Trojan War and respectful leader that is killed by Hercules during the 8th labor. Hippolyte is the Amazon queen that is killed by Hercules after Hera lies, calling Hercules an enemy to the Amazons. Geryon is the giant with 3 heads and 1 body that Hercules kills in the 10th labor for the cattle. Hesperides are the daughters of Atlas that guard the tree that produces the golden apples. Values and themes through this myth. No matter who you are, life can still be full of hardships. We see this as Hercules is the son of Zeus, and he goes through the 12 labors and at the start when he killed his wife and his children. Even if a task or obstacle seems impossible, with enough adversity and strength you can overcome anything. Again, with the labors, like killing the lion with his bare hands and all the other feats he has during these labors, it's impressive. Jealousy and rage brings negativity and despair, which can affect others that are close to you. We see this with Hera and Eurystheus, where they're jealous and spiteful of Hercules, and it just kind of hurts people around them. Representation of Greek culture. Hercules is one of the more well-known names in Greek mythology that people outside of this culture would recognize. With all the ways Hercules is represented in media, people all around the world know his name, and this brings more attention to Greek mythology and culture. Hercules is more than just a character in a story. He's a Greek icon that many people look up to and respect for his feats. My personal response to the myth. I think the story of Hercules is a sad but inspiring story. A man that is fighting for redemption and recognition because of what he has done in the past. It is an inspiring story that is filled with lessons that can be used throughout life. The 12 Labors of Hercules is also interesting because it contains a lot of action and unique creatures and monsters. I chose this myth mainly because of what I had seen through the media, but it's interesting to see how those iterations differ from the actual myth.